cats old enough to catch their own prey gather here beneath the podcast for a clan meeting. Welcome to Paws and Clause, a podcast where we read the Warrior Cats books in chronological order. I'm Scout, joined by my co-host and fictional pregnancy guesser Jill, and today we will be discussing The Broken Code, Book 4, Darkness Within. Hi, Jill.
I hate that name. I don't like it. I love you, but I don't like it. It's such an odd one. It's an interesting choice. Thank you.
I was really, well, you know, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but we get the reveal in this episode, essentially, that you were right about something last episode. And I was really excited for you. And I was really excited that we got that reveal in this book. But I'm sorry to burden you with...
It's okay. I'm burdened often.
Oh, I do burden you often.
You do.
I'm a curse upon those that I love.
But we love you.
Oh, thank you. Well, how's the prey running for you today, my friend?
The prey has been running all right. On Friday, we went on a double date. With this couple that we've really been enjoying hanging out with. We're going to start playing a legacy board game together and stuff like that.
Fun.
But we got together for a double date for dinner and going to the trading card shop and going to see Wicked for Good.
Hell yes. What a good night.
Yeah, it was a good night. And we went to my favorite Mexican restaurant in town.
Ooh.
And so there's quite a few Mexican restaurants in town. Mm-hmm. This is the only one who has really good salsa.
Ooh, you love that.
Every other one that I've tried has really mid salsa.
Oh, and mid salsa is such a disappointment.
It really is. When you're going to an actual Mexican restaurant, when you're going to the restaurant, gotta have good chips and salsa.
You
Otherwise,
gotta have good chips and salsa.
What are you doing? So yeah, it is this tiny little place in an itty bitty little shopping center. Very hole in the wall kind of vibes.
Always the best places, honestly.
But, oh God, they have such good food.
Hell yeah.
The first time I went, I had their mole, which was incredible.
Ooh.
This time I had these chorizo and potato tacos.
Yo! Hell yeah.
It was so good.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, it was really good. So everybody enjoyed their food. So I was very glad because it was my suggestion.
Oh, you love that. You love it when that happens.
I love when people like the things that I suggest to them. So it was pretty great. So that was my food highlight of the week, basically, is getting some bomb-ass tacos.
Nice. I know this isn't food related, but did you enjoy Wicked for Good? Was it good?
I did enjoy it. I will admit, so I saw the stage play when I was in I want to say late middle, early high school.
Mm-hmm.
So forever ago.
Yeah.
And I will say the only parts of Wicked that I remembered from back then were all in Act 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think generally people agree that Act 1 of Wicked is so much stronger than Act 2.
Act 2 of Wicked is kind of a strange thing.
It is.
I got to see Wicked twice on Broadway and once touring, I think.
Wow. I'm jealous.
One of my phases as a child was a Wicked phase, which is part of the reason that I haven't actually seen the first or this second of the Wicked movies is because I have sort of a deep trepidation about it after being a Wicked child. I'm I just don't know if I'm emotionally ready for a movie adaptation, even though I've heard that the first one was really good.
The first one is impeccable. I really do think it does a really good job.
I still find it a little bit baffling that they decided to do it as a 2-part film, especially when the second act is the weaker act of Wicked in general and has it needs the first act to support it through the second act, you know? So, like, separating them out into two separate films is strange to me.
Yeah, I get, like, time-wise why they did it, because they are, like, stage musicals can be pretty fucking long. Mm-hmm. So I get why it was split into two halves that way, and I think the first movie was benefited by them being split in half, but therefore, because the second movie is adapting Act 2 of Wicked, the second movie suffers from being its own movie. But, like, you know, it's the second act of Wicked. It was good.
It's not bad.
No, exactly. I mean, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. Yeah. There were some CGI decisions that I questioned. But, like, for the most part, the music was really good.
Yeah.
I do have As Long as Your Mind stuck in my head on a loop now is part of that.
Because As Long as Your Mind fucking goes hard.
It's so good.
And fucking rules.
The breathy way that Jonathan Bailey sings in that song, girl.
That's all. I made a playlist a few years ago called songs from musicals that I didn't realize were this horny as a child, and As Long as Your Mind was like a headliner.
I literally, until I forgot that you're not really using Spotify anymore, I was almost like, Scout, you need to put the new version of this on that playlist.
Oh yeah,
because like I was thinking about that playlist today because I was like, damn. Remember that playlist? That playlist fucks. But yeah, so
good.
It was a fun time. Like, I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, there were double screenings that we could have, like, double showings we could have gone to see.
Oh, go to both of them back to back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they were all on Thursday at, like, 10 a.m.
That's not gonna work. That's not.
So Eric was like, nah, I'm not taking off work. He was like, he was tempted, but we did not end up taking off work.
That's valid. That's valid.
But like, I feel like once it's out of theaters and we can do like an in-home back-to-back screening, I would be interested to see my opinions then. But like, I don't want to say it was bad because it wasn't bad. It was, there were just some decisions that I was like, that's an interesting choice. And then there were other decisions where I'm like, oh, you need to pay for my therapy now. And again, the music, it fucks.
Yeah. I mean, I think that my favorite songs are probably in Act 2 of Wicked. But I do agree that like the story stuff at large,
it's stronger in the first act because it feels much more cohesive.
Yeah, it's a little bit it's a little bit they tried to add like too many things and sort of like jumped around in time a little too much, I think, with Act 2, like just based on
100% agree.
On the stage play. Like I don't know what they did adaptationally.
No, it's basically, yeah. And again, that's my thing is like, hey, you did a movie adapting Act 2 of Wicked. That is no easy feat.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But yeah, good time. Definitely highly recommend for you specifically watching both of them. I think.
Yeah. I gotta do it.
I think they're really good. I really love the performances that Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo put on. I think they are really impeccable.
That's great. Yeah, I'm interested to see. I like Ariana Grande. I think I'm good with Ariana Grande. I think that she's pretty cool. So, like just as far as like performances that I've seen her do, I've always been impressed. She seems like somebody where it would be, you know, the pop star that gets cast and like doesn't necessarily have the acting prowess to back it up, but I've always been pleasantly surprised by the performances that I've seen from her.
Yeah. Well, and this was like the role that she has been training her whole life for. So like,
oh, you love it when that happens.
There was a lot of like stuff before the first movie release where it was talking about like this is the role she has wanted since she was like a little kid.
Oh, I love that.
And so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Deserved. Like she kills it. She kills it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so that's my highlight and our brief step into the musical corner. Now I'm gonna have to go listen to that playlist again because I remember there's so many good songs on there.
It's a pretty good playlist.
Damn.
I think I also
What about you?
I think I put Rum Tum Tugger on there, which I stand by.
I know there's at least like one or two cat songs on there.
I put McCavity on there, which I 100% stand by. I can't remember Rum Tum
McCavity's that's a pretty that one.
Anyways, thank you, dear listener, for coming along to Musical Corner. I got really excited to talk about musicals for a second. Food-wise, I had tacos last night. I made potato tacos, which I think maybe I've talked about this recipe on the podcast before. Maybe I haven't, but it's like you make like an almost mashed potato consistency. Like it's sort of halfway between a mashed potato and like a pan fried potato. And you mix that with cheese and cilantro and some spices, paprika, coriander, a couple of things. And you mix that all up and you put that in the tacos and then you fry those tacos, like shallow pan fry them. And then you have a salsa on top of them and they're super tasty and they came out good. So I had that last night. That was good.
Hell yeah.
So it's tacos all around.
I fucking love a taco.
Love a taco. I have one cover to talk about today. This is the Simplified Chinese cover again. Astute listeners
They're really killing it this arc.
They are, and they're the only international covers at this point that are like worth talking about that have come out, because there's no Polish covers for this one yet, and none of the other like heavy hitting international covers seem to have special covers for this arc yet. But this one is so fun. When it was small, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. And then I made it bigger and I looked and I went, holy shit. Because Imposter's little ghost face is poking out of Bramblestar's body here and like whispering like, Shadow Sight, Shadow Sight, do crimes for me, Shadow Sight.
Shadow Sight, I am the only reason that I'm the only way that people are gonna like you again. Hee.
Shadow Sight, you can't let me die or they'll think you're a murderer. Oh, poor Shadow Sight in this book,
poor
man.
Boy.
Oof. Also I really like the tree in the background, which is a artistic interpretation of the way that the like fucked up tree is described in the book. That does say that in the book they do say it looks like it's like an anguished face or whatever. But the interpretation here is really good because instead of it being like the bottom of a tree, that the entire base of the tree has been hollowed out and like that's made a spooky face, it's a knot higher up in the tree that's really big and it kind of looks like the Scream, which I like. It makes me laugh.
I love that. Yeah, that is really good. Man, I love the fucking ghost coming out of there. That's such a good touch.
It's so good. It's so good. I love it. Oh, good cover.
Yeah, I've actually, let's see, I've got my cover of the English version, and it is so boring.
Yeah, and it's
the profile on this one, like the face on this one is just so big.
I know, it's so big, and it's
ungodly big, honestly.
And it's it's squirrel flight, which is fine, but like it's not portraying any emotion in it.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't do anything for me, that one. I kind of like that it's Bramblestar and Imposter. Bramblestar, me versus evil me on the cover underneath Squirrel Flight, but it's so small compared to the Squirrel Flight profile that it really gets lost.
For sure.
You got something to talk about merch-wise, right?
Oh, yeah, merch-wise. They've recently announced and showed the new lines of merch. There's 3 new blind box style merch offerings that they're going to start releasing. One of them is figures. So like little vinyl figures. Another one is mini plushies. And then there is a big plushies mystery bag. So keep an eye out for that.
Hell yeah. I think that the figures are pretty charming. I think they're my favorite of the things.
The more I look at them, the more I'm like, yeah, I think the figures are probably the best. The small plushies I think are really cute. The bigger plushies are like, they're pretty on par with like the other large plushes that they have on offer, which are like,
look pretty much like those ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, they're fine, but they're not like amazing.
And like, I say this as someone who owns 3 of the large plushies. Like, some of them are good. Some of them, just not as good. Just,
And it's not as good,
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have on that bit.
The thing that I like about the figures is that it feels like an evolution of and an improvement on the little vinyl figures. There's like some stylistic things that are similar to the vinyl figures, something about like the shape of the heads and stuff, and I think all of the markings on the cats line up with the way that they look on the vinyl figures, but they just have like a lot more charm than the vinyl figures to me.
I agree. Some
of the vinyl figures I do really like, but a lot of them are just fine. So I think that these new little toys look fun, and they have some articulation. It's fun that like the legs move and stuff.
Oh, they are articulated? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I believe so. From what I was trying to find the pictures again, but I've lost them.
Oh, shit.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just...
It might just be no, they don't, because if you look at this, at the gray stripe,
the gray stripe one doesn't have, So I think it might actually just be the way that they're put together, Some of them have lines like they would be articulatable, but I don't think they actually are, so sorry for spreading fake news, everybody.
I really like the Brightheart one.
Me too.
I think the pose on that one is really good.
It's really charming, with her little head tilt and everything. All right. Should I take us into the summary so then we can talk about this book?
Hell yeah. Do it up.
Hold on to your butts, everybody. Some stuff happens. Picking up where we left off, Squirrel Flight shares her theory on the imposter's identity. Ashfur, the cat who took her romantic disinterest super duper well in the past, processing that rejection through healthy coping mechanisms, such as plotting to kill her father and plotting to kill her children. The acting ThunderClan leader confronts the imposter, currently being held captive in ShadowClan's camp, and puts on an Oscar-worthy performance to coax an admission from his own stolen mouth. He cut off the corporeal connection to the spirits of their ancestors, tricked a teenager into committing manslaughter, and stole her husband's body for her. All this destruction of everything she loves and stands for, that was merely an expression of his eternal devotion. What's so bad about that, aside from every single part of it? Our heroes have hopes that this unmasking will improve the situation, but things remain complicated. ThunderClan is on the verge of collapse. Bristlefrost watches as fights break out about the sorry state of her clan, with several cats choosing to temporarily leave, including Graystripe, who might be cooking up some sort of vow we'll be reading about soon. Faith in their acting leader, Squirrel Flight, is at an all-time low. She stands firm in her desire to keep the body-snatching Ashfur prisoner until they can untangle the fate of Bramblestar and the other ghosts around the lake. But most other cats believe Ashfur can be driven out only by killing Bramblestar's body. A conviction they stand behind even as it is proven multiple times that Ashfur's spirit can, in fact, leave the body and do sinister things completely independent of it. Root Spring is on Squirrel Flight's side. Though Bramblestar's ghost hasn't been seen in over a month, he holds out hope. In another attempt to delay the imposter's execution, he convinces the clan leaders to seek a second opinion. He, his sister Needleclaw, Bristlefrost, and the still mourning Spotfur set out to track down the sisters for spiritual guidance. The journey is arduous and stretches to its limit how much Rootspring and Bristlefrost can hide their growing mutual feelings from the others and themselves. Eventually, they succeed in locating the wandering she-cats and convince them to aid the clans despite past hostilities. Meanwhile, back in ShadowClan, our favorite haunted child is having a terrible time. It is decided by his father, his mentor, and Mothwing, who apparently has authority here now, that Shadowsight's promotion to Medicine Cat came too early and under false accolades, with both his visions and his miraculous treatment of Bramblestar's illness now proven fraudulent. For these transgressions, he is demoted to apprentice duties. Worse, actually, as the other Medicine Cats forbid him from treatment of patients or even access to the herb stores. He is trusted with only one job, the caretaking of the imposter, still riddled with wounds from battle and often acquiring fresh ones as he provokes violence from nearly every cat he speaks to. Ashfur oscillates wildly between mocking Shadowsight and pleading for his aid as the majority of the clans continue to call for his death. According to him, if he goes away, so too does any hope of seeing Bramblestar or StarClan ever again. With Rootspring's help, the sisters perform a ritual to call the nearby ghosts to SkyClan's camp, hoping that Bramblestar's spirit will appear to prove his body still has a proper resident waiting for its return. He is nowhere to be found. Instead, other familiar faces, including Stemleaf and Spiresight, manifest, writhing in pain and fury, unable to do anything but wail. Amidst them, Ashfur appears and looks on with satisfaction. This display is enough to convince the other leaders that there's no hope of the true Bramblestar's return, and, to Squirrelflight's horror, the false Bramblestar's death sentence is sealed. Or it should have been, except that slippery imposter uses the morally conflicted Shadowsight as cover for escape, right as his would-be executioners arrive. He dashes into the night, confronting a mourning Squirrelflight at the moon pool where she fled in the desperate hope of contacting the real Bramblestar, Rootspring in pursuit. Now, the young SkyClan warrior can do nothing but look on as Ashfur attacks Squirrelflight and drags her into the moon pool, where they both disappear beneath the water without a trace. How do they keep killing it with the cliffhangers in this arc?
It really is crazy.
It's bananas how every book has an incredible cliffhanger.
They ate.
They just ate.
They ate.
You know?
They ate on this one. Yeah, so Ashfur,
Ashfur,
we
we're
finally
here.
get it. I was like, God damn, when are they gonna actually reveal who the fuck it is? I'm so glad we don't have to tiptoe around it anymore.
Oh my god, I have been grisping the table. This is something that both of us knew, I believe, from the start of the podcast, right? You had this spoiled for you before we started?
Oh gosh, yeah, I've known this basically for, I mean, when did this book come out?
This book came out November 10th, 2020, almost exactly 5 years ago. We're recording this on the 23rd.
Yeah, I've known it for basically about 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean I wasn't in the fandom at the time, but like I was online and still getting Warriors memes and stuff on my, various feeds.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it was like the day that it happened, but it was definitely soon after I did find out.
I first started a reread of the series as an adult, I believe in 2020, either in 2020 or in 2019. And so at the time I was sort of creeping on Kat's Wikipedia pages on the fan wiki a lot of times. And
as one does,
I read about a cat and I say, okay, I have to go see how they're doing. Are they dead? Usually yes. Statistically, yes. I go to look up a warrior cat and they're dead. But that was happening during this arc. And so I think I got spoiled on it pretty much as soon as it happened because of that. But also I had read this before we started the podcast as well.
Yeah, I used to keep, even though I wasn't in the fandom anymore, I would keep up with certain cats on occasion and be
events.
I would be like, oh, is so-and-so still alive? And I would go look and I'd be like, oh shit, they're still alive. And then I saw something that was the Imposter. I'm like, the fuck is the Imposter? So I found out probably through my own my own digging, I'm sure.
Curiosity killed our metaphorical cats here.
Indeed.
But all that to say, I have been so excited about this reveal so we can talk about it more like exactly and everything. And oh my God.
Yeah, wow. It's one thing to like know it ahead of time, but like seeing the reveal in the story, like how it plays out in the story and how like Ashfur fucking acts.
I know! He's so gross.
He is slimy.
He's so slimy. Yeah, I cannot wait to hear about like fandom reaction to this book later once we are in Sharing Tongues. Excited for that. And there were a couple of things about this first Ashfur reveal in like this early chapter that I really liked. One was when everybody was talking about, this was happening at a gathering, when everybody at the gathering, all the clans were talking about like rumors about what they knew about Ashfur, what they knew about Ashfur's death, what they knew about what he did before he died. Sky Clan, there's a specific call out to Sky Clan just kind of looking at each other like, well, we don't go here. We weren't here. We don't know anything about this guy. And I really like that.
Who the fuck? Yeah.
It's so good. It's just like entering the group chat and getting the tea on somebody that everybody else hates.
Yeah, which is like, really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So I think starting off when Squirrelflight announces it, it is so interesting. I feel like it has to be intentional the way that they've done this, because it is so close to how this shit goes down in real life. So many of these cats are like, why are we all suffering because Squirrelflight dumped a guy? Oof. And like the blaming of Squirrelflight is craziness.
Oh,
and it's like, she has to like stand up and yell at them and be like, we were never a thing.
Yes.
Like, I don't like him. We were never a thing. And the only one who like helps defend her is Jayfeather. Like, it's not her fault. This dude is obsessed with her. And it's like, yeah, thank you, Jayfeather, for speaking some reason.
That's such a good point. Yeah, it is very victim blame. Like feels very much
feels
like
very gross.
Yeah. And like what people say on social media about women very often.
Yeah.
I suppose not just women, but like it's generally because of misogyny. It's more pronounced with women.
Yes.
Who are in the public eye.
Yeah. So it was very uncomfortable. Like in a good way. I was like, ugh, I hate this. I hate the way that this is. Which I think, you know, they did a good job with making it such a deeply uncomfortable situation to read about.
I feel like the team is doing a really good job of taking stuff that feels so real to things that happen in bad relationships and with shitty guys and with incels in real life and doing that mapping onto the world of warrior cats. Like, I really got to hand it to them. I think it feels very intentional and it feels really bad to read, but bad complimentary. And like they're pulling it off really well.
Yeah.
The other thing that I noticed about this opening scene that I really liked was there was specifically some callbacks to how Bramblestar covered for Hollyleaf on the true circumstances of Ashfur's death, which happened, I believe, after Hollyleaf returned in Omen of the Stars, where she was about to spill like, no, I killed Ashfur.
Oh, yeah.
And Bramblestar cut in and was like, Hollyleaf, you don't have to talk about this. I saw what happened. Ashfur attacked Hollyleaf and she killed him in self-defense, like to cover for his daughter. And I really like that was something that they actually ended up remembering as far as like details of the past books goes, to make that the story that all the other cats at this gathering are kind of murmuring to each other. Like, I heard that he attacked Hollyleaf and she killed him in self-defense.
Yeah, I really liked that. I also liked, I think they even like explicitly mention in that one, it might be in a later discussion, but like the fact that they like say, I'm pretty sure like they say out loud that he tried to kill, Oh, yeah, they do. Ashfur even helped Hawkfrost lure Firestar into a trap, which I don't think was, like, explicitly common knowledge.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody did. That had to be something that spread around because I think that was originally only revealed, like, to Squirrelflight and...
Well, she's the one who says it at this gathering.
Oh, okay. Sick.
So I like that this is, like, out in the open.
Yeah, it's good to it's good to have that. Man, he did some. I've been waiting so long to be able to just say this is so, like I have said before about when we've talked about Ashfur, that this is the craziest overreaction to a girl rejecting your feelings or whatever, you know, getting rejected romantically. And I said in the past, and we're not even to the most overreaction that he gets to. And here we fucking are.
Yeah.
Tear it all down, he says. Tear down society.
Yeah. Which is absolutely bonkers work.
It is.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall when they pitched this.
Yeah.
Because this is such a, like, it is such a crazy turn, and I love it so much, but it is, like, just so out there.
It is a really interesting and, like you said, out there thing to be like, let's take, I mean, even the stuff that we had before, like, even just trying to, aiding and abetting Hawkfrost in the Firestar thing, and then trying to kill children in Power of 3. That was already Van's off the wall, you know?
Yeah. It's off the wall! The way you just said that so smoothly. It was nothing. Like you just had it locked and loaded. I'm so impressed.
Thanks. I don't know where that came from. And then just to say, we know that we already took it to an extreme. What if, guys?
What if?
Hear me out.
I've got a crazy idea. You're never going to see this one coming.
You guys are never going to see this one coming. I love it so much. I love how absolutely bonkers it is.
Yeah, it is so much. Oh my god. And then this book is so interesting to me because it has like maybe 2 plot points. And yet my sweet boy is suffering.
Oh my god.
So hard. Will anyone rescue him?
Will anybody rescue him?
Please someone save my boy Shadowsight.
Everybody in his life is failing him in this book. Like...
Yeah, it's so rough. So there is Squirrelflight's performance in order to get Ashfur to reveal who he is.
Give her the Oscar.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Are you?
She even had Shadowsight fooled, and he knew the plan the whole time. He was like, "Wait a second, is she actually?" And it's like, no. She's just fucking good at what she does.
She's so good at what she does. I could not. I could never. I was a theater kid. I, have a history of, at one point, as up through teendom, I wanted to be a professional actor. I couldn't do it. I could not do what she did. I don't think.
Yeah. I could not go up to the slimiest man in existence and pretend that he's the love of my life. I couldn't do it. My facial expressions would not.
He buys into it so quick. Like
he does, which is so. He's such a fascinating character to me right now because he is so conniving and calculating, but he's also the most pathetic creature on God's green earth.
This is a note that I have a lot later in my list here, but I'm actually going to bring it up now because I think that it's relevant. Because we're talking about how he's slimy and also pathetic. Ashfur and Shadowsight here versus Soul and Lionpaw in Power of 3. Because I think that there's a lot of parallels to those two stories. Lionpaw helps Soul escape imprisonment in that one earlier in the arc. Or in that previous arc. And there is a lot of this same idea of a cat who is manipulating one of our main characters, one of our perspective characters. But I just think that this is like it working in a way that it never worked with Soul and Lion Paw.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm really like,
I do still maintain that Soul and Holly Paw would have been like such a more like, not, I don't want to say interesting dynamic, but more successful dynamic like this one is.
And then we do have some bits of Soul and Holly Paw in that arc, but like as I remember it in that particular book where he is sort of like a prisoner of the clans, it's very much focused on what is going on with Lion Paw and Soul manipulating Lion Paw.
Right.
The unfortunate truth is that Lion Blaze, especially as a child, was just not very interesting. Like, and
that is so true.
That's gonna hamstring that a lot. But also,
he's
like,
pretty interesting in this book, though.
Ooh, we'll get there.
Yeah, he's got some, he makes some decisions.
Yeah. The thing that I think works here so much better with Ashfur and Shadowsight, too, is that in the Soul and Lion Paw stuff, it was so much Soul being like, I know things that, and you don't even know what I know. You know, like, I know stuff and it's going to change your life. You have no idea. But there was nothing like driving that relationship other than this supposed withholding of information from Soul. And here it's like so much more messy and complicated and all of this weird stuff wrapped up with like Shadowsight's own self-worth, his fears about what all of his peers think of him, about what his family thinks of him, about what is going to happen to him if Bramblestar's body dies. And, you know, then we sort of go back in time and go like, well, what originally caused Bramblestar's death? The Shadowsight, you know, if you want to frame it that way. I do not think that Shadowsight has any culpability in anything that happened. He is a child.
Yeah.
And he was being deeply manipulated, and he was a vessel for violence more than he actually made any true decisions. But I think all of that is like just so much more interesting and works so much better.
Yeah, I agree. You have a note here before the note that I want to talk about, which is Squirrelflight's Hope being load bearing.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, there are so many like references to what happened in that book, and so much context that without it, I feel like this book would suffer if you have not read that super edition, which is crazy to me that they do that.
I know. It's so like, I know that we've had minutes and minutes of this conversation already, but I had to bring it up again because it's just so stark. How deeply load-bearing Squirrelflight's Hope is to all of this. And I've even seen some folks say that they consider Squirrelflight's Hope to be like more tied into Vision of Shadows than this arc. And it is so deeply tied into all of this stuff that I just can't believe it. It's so like they bring up so many exact scenes that are in Squirrelflight's Hope.
Yeah.
At least now at this point in publication, Squirrelflight's Hope was actually out, which is not true for the first 2 books of the series.
Yeah.
Which I still cannot believe.
At the very least, you would have had the opportunity to read it at this point.
Yeah. That's still, we don't have to go over it again. I just still cannot believe it. The more I think about it, the more I'm just baffled.
Yeah. My next thing was the Firestar nepotism, which like, I'm on both sides of this.
Yes.
On the one hand, from a non-textual standpoint, like, this is so clearly the writers and possibly even, like, editors or higher-ups being like, hey, Firestar is hot, Firestar is what sells, make Firestar basically a dynasty for ThunderClan, because, like, nobody's gonna want some rando as the leader. So
what if we franchised Firestar?
We gotta franchise the Firestar. So, like, I understand that it is, like, a decision that was made outside of the text. But inside of the text, Thornclaw is real for that one.
Yeah, it's true that Thornclaw has a point within the narrative. It is just so funny. I'm in the same camp as you, basically, that like, yeah, Thornclaw isn't really wrong, but also it's just very funny for them to be drawing attention to a problem that they created as authors.
Yeah.
In a way that isn't, I don't feel like it's a wink and a nod thing. It feels like they're actually trying to, I don't know, like, it feels like they're bringing it up here like a genuine problem, which again, it is sort of like, but you guys, I mean, I know all writing is creating the problem, but there's something about this specifically that it's like, this is a lot of, choices historically.
Like, you guys made the choice this arc to make Lion Blaze the deputy. Like,
yes, exactly. That's true. You didn't have to choose to make Lion Blaze the deputy here.
And like, it's such a good point too, because like, yes, Lion Blaze is an older warrior, like not an old warrior, but he's, been around for a while.
He's considered a senior warrior now, like.
But like, Thornclaw has a point that there are probably better suited cats than Lion Blaze, who spends most of his spotlight in this book going absolutely sicko mode.
Yeah, he craves violence with this one.
He misses those powers that he had. He's like, God damn, Ashford being back has me wishing that I could just kill somebody like real quick again.
Can I just kill him real quick, guys?
Kill him, please? I just crave blood right now.
I just want to kill. I want to kill him so bad, though.
I want to kill. Let me 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 kill. Oh, he wants to bite and maim.
He wants to bite and maim so badly. Oh, yeah. Let me say the one other thing I want to say about Firestar nepotism is specifically, I don't know if this is true, but it brought up to me that there's a lot of things that we've talked about in this arc that feel like deconstructions of long-standing, established, like, elements of the series, even going as far as the Warrior Code. And I'm so interested if any of that is really the newer story team sort of purposefully interrogating all of this stuff now that Victoria Holmes is not in the driver's seat. And I know that Victoria Holmes wasn't an editor on Vision of Shadows either. That also had some of this, but it's like so core to this one. So I don't know how much like water that theory actually holds, but it was a thought that I had that I was like, it could be that they are really like saying, hey, we are a newer team and we are thinking about legacy here and like legacy content versus new content and like what do we want the series to be going forward, Yeah. I do have to Thornclaw had some dubs in that scene. I have to give him an L2
God, yeah. No, I am not here to defend Thornclaw. I think he made one good point. I don't think I've ever really cared for him.
I don't much care for Thornclaw.
Yeah, I don't particularly like him in general. But, like, heartbreaking, worst person makes a good point.
Yeah. He's always been worse Brackenfur. Like, even they're brothers. They were in the same litter, and he is just Brackenfur's much worse brother.
It's so true.
I just have to point out how much I got taken out by Thornclaw's last comment to Blossomfall, his mate, before leaving.
The literal mother of his children?
The literal mother of his children, who's just standing there. Imagine looking your wife dead in the eyes and going, sorry, babe, listen, if I decide to never come back, I promise I'll let you know. That's like what he said.
Yeah.
I hit my mic.
This is rough.
Take her with you.
Also, especially after your son has just died.
True.
And his mate is grieving. He's like, I'm actually gonna dip.
Unbelievable.
Bye.
Unbelievable. Oof.
Yeah, don't care for that man, but whatever.
The conversations in there were really interesting. Like the whole sort of deterioration of ThunderClan and...
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm eating it up. ThunderClan being like disintegrating from the inside. Fucking finally, those fools had it coming. Those goody two-shoes. I'm a hater first and foremost in this life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that ThunderClan is finally like not being portrayed as like the gold standard.
Yeah, it is nice to see them have some struggles and like, again, sort of confront a lot of stuff that I think has been right under the surface for a while with ThunderClan.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to actually Thriftier though. I liked what it was Thriftier, right? That was saying this stuff.
I think so.
Was saying stuff about like, can a clan survive without StarClan? Should a clan survive without StarClan? Maybe we don't need StarClan back. Or like, also, if we don't have StarClan, what are we?
Flipclaw, not Thriftier. Wrong
Thank
sibling.
You. Shit. Wrong sibling. Damn it. They have such interesting suffixes.
This is really an arc with some interesting name choices.
Mm-hmm. So Flipclaw was saying this stuff, but I have to actually him because at one point he says the clans existed without StarClan before, maybe they can again. And I love the sentiment, I love the energy, but we actually do know that the clans have never existed without StarClan because J-Feather created a stable time loop.
Okay, but Flipclaw doesn't know that.
Flipclaw doesn't know that. That's true.
I love what you're saying, but Flipclaw is not aware of that particular element of the mythology.
You know, that is fair. He has no way of knowing that. And J-Feather certainly isn't about to disclose it.
Absolutely not.
You ever think about that, though? Sometimes I think about that.
Yeah.
That they did that it really is like J-Feather went back in time and invented StarClan.
Yeah, such an interesting thing.
My next note is also related to StarClan. Do you have anything else before, like, discussion of Shadowsight and his visions and what's happening with Shadowsight?
No, Shadowsight was my next point. Okay.
My big one here, this was driving me up the wall. This was my other, like, little gripe, I suppose. They keep talking about how Shadowsight's visions weren't actually from StarClan. That is sort of a big part of all of the stuff about revoking Shadowsight's medicine cat privileges, demoting him back to apprentice duties, all of that stuff. A big part of that is, well, he got duped. His visions weren't actually from StarClan. They were from Ashfur. And this is driving me crazy because I think something that is deeply important about Ashfur as a character here, as a villain here, is that he was in StarClan. He is a StarClan cat. So that means that they were visions from StarClan.
Yeah, it just wasn't the StarClan that you guys wanted it to be.
Yeah, it wasn't like, and that's part of the thing. Part of the thing is that part of the problem is that Ashfur was let into StarClan ever in the first place.
Yep, fucking fools.
Absolutely.
Fools and idiots, I say.
But yeah, talk to me a little bit about your feelings about Shadowsight and everything that's happening with our poor son, Shadowsight.
I am kind of pissed at his dad for not standing up for him when this entire arc has been, my son is the greatest and I'm going to defend him with everything that I have. Mm-hmm. And, it hurts.
I know.
The fact that Puddleshine even is, like, on Mothwing's side is crazy to me because the argument he was having was like, I can't find shit because Mothwing has reorganized our store of herbs. And it's like, that's not a nuanced argument. That is a statement of fact. Like, hey, you reorganize things. I'm not saying that, like, you have to put them back. I'm just saying, like, hey, I am slower at my job because you have come in here and moved things around. Can you give me a little bit of grace?
Truly. And, like, that's the thing that Mothwing really grinds my gears in this book.
Yeah, she grinds a lot of people's gears in this book.
And so much of it is like, I don't think that she's necessarily entirely wrong in that, Shadowsight is very young. He's not really as young as they talk about, because I know that when this arc started, his siblings were both already warriors. So he's not like an exceptionally young medicine cat.
He's not Doogie Howser over here.
He's not Doogie Howser. We're not doing Goosefeather 2.0 in age-wise. He had a lot of time of training.
Yes.
It's just time. It's stuff that we didn't see, quote unquote, on camera. Like he had a lot of training prior to this arc starting. So as far as the book is concerned, it seems like he hasn't had that much training, that he was promoted fast. But a lot of that is because he had training prior to this arc.
Right.
But yeah, the stuff
because I'm pretty sure even before the Ashfur visions, he was like, man, I'm sure I'll get my name soon.
Yeah, exactly. He was talking about that he was frustrated that he was still a paw and both of his siblings had already gotten their warrior names. And he was sort of thinking like, I'll get mine soon enough,
Yeah.
So yeah, but bringing it back to Mothwing, she is not intentionally manufacturing the issues that she's seeing with Shadowsight, but she is manufacturing the issues that she's seeing with Shadowsight because she is using different methods, which we know that all of the medicine cats from various clans do have different methods, different approaches to things, and is deciding that her way is the correct way and that everything Shadowsight is doing is wrong because it's not exactly the way she would do it, and is literally coming in and messing their shit up. She's coming in here and she's taking over. She is, and you know, she's a very senior medicine cat compared to Puddleshine, so I can kind of imagine her sort of being overbearing in this sense and coming in here and moving a bunch of shit around. But like, you can't be reorganizing the stores and then saying Shadowsight doesn't know where any of the herbs go. You reorganized it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah, just like
the gaslighting is insane.
The complete like blinders that Mothwing has in this book on how her own behavior is influencing the situation is really frustrating. And like you said, the fact that Tiger Star and Puddleshine don't really stand up for Shadowsight here at all is tough.
Yeah, it's rough out there.
And what's also tough is the thing that they decide to do for Shadowsight in this book as like part of his demotion, which is that he's not allowed to treat any patients except for one, which happens to be Ashfur.
Which happens to be the man who, like, tried to fucking kill him. Literally left him for dead in a gorge because he was like, yep, that'll do.
They, in the text, use the word groomed to describe what Ashfur did to Shadowsight across this arc, which is like that he has been manipulating him. He has been grooming him to become sort of a vessel that through
absolutely.
Which he can work through. Like that is an apt word for them to use here. They use that and then they go, okay, Shadowsight, you were groomed by Ashfur, but your new assignment is to be alone with Ashfur all the time.
Surely there will be no consequences to this action.
They didn't think about the consequences.
Surely this is perfect and a very rational decision for me, Tiger Star, your father, to make. And then the fucking way that Ashfur talks to this kid. I know he's older, but like, the way
he's also our son. Okay,
he's my son. The way he talks to Shadowsight's like, don't you feel guilty that you've ruined your life? Fucking Ashfur, I never feel guilty. Okay, bitch. And I don't think I ruined your life. I feel like you have. Maybe you should stop feeling sorry for yourself. He is like, the way he talks to Shadowsight is like, it is so skeezy. It is so like worst man you've ever met, because he is in one breath being like, you're just so special and you're so smart and like nobody else could have like done what you do. And, you know, I really do think like I was right in choosing you. You were so like, you're really like just such an excellent medicine cat. And then the next second he'll be like, you're a pathetic piece of shit and I hope you go die. Like,
I know!
The whiplash is crazy. And just the way fucking Shadowsight is in the trenches. This boy's self-esteem has never been lower.
It's so sad.
Every thought in his mind is, I'm a fucking murderer and everyone hates me and no one is ever going to trust me again. So, like, what am I even doing?
I know.
Why do I bother?
It's so rough.
Yeah.
Even the scene, there's like those, they're genuinely like really nice scenes of Lightleap, his sister, sort of coming in and trying to cheer him up by teaching him how to hunt a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like just gets fucking walloped by Hollow Spring coming in and being like, you ruin everything. Sorry, Shadowsight. Like, it's just oof.
Yeah.
Oof. It's so, because he's good at his job. He's good at his job. It kills me. It breaks my heart that they are not letting him touch the fucking herbs.
Yeah.
Because if he was actually back on apprentice duties, that's something that an apprentice medicine cat does. Treating patients, or at least sitting in on patient stuff, is all stuff that you still do as an apprentice medicine cat. So they say, oh, you're going back to apprenticeship. We're going to train you more. They don't train him. They just shut him out. It's awful.
Yeah. And it's like, and the thing that sucks so much too about that is it just keeps pushing him towards Ashfur.
Yes,
and
it just isolates
being
him.
manipulated once again by Ashfur because Ashfur's the only one who's talking to him. Ashfur's the only one who, even though Ashfur is very clearly being like the worst to him for the most part, like he is also the only one who is saying anything nice to him, and he is providing reasoning for other people's actions that is in line with Shadowsight's already like cripplingly low self-esteem. So like it is the perfect storm of like you have essentially pushed him back to his abuser.
Exactly. And it's just awful. Like it
sucks
miserable.
So bad. Like it's incredibly done. Like the writing is incredibly well done, but seeing that happen to my son is horrible.
Yeah, it's so just heartbreaking. Really heartbreaking.
On lighter news, I do want to shout out, there are 3 new kitty pet names that we get, which are Pancakes, Bacon, and Eggs. Shout out to these cats. Fucking banger names.
I'm obsessed with Pancakes being the dad and his children being Bacon and Eggs. These humans, these 2 legs, they have a theme. They're sticking with it. And I love that for them.
These are people who foster litters of kittens.
Oh, totally.
Because litters of kittens that are fostered always have like those themed group names.
That's such a good point.
What if I go on Pet Finder in my area and see if I can find a good... There's always good ones.
I wonder if I can go on Pet Finder and find a cat named Pancakes.
I'm sure you can. All right, we got Spicy 1 and Spicy 2.
Incredible.
AKA Chipotle and Cayenne.
Hello, 2 miles away from me, the first 3 cats that come up, Prosciutto, Cat Prazy, and Paw Lenta.
I need all of them. Holy shit, those are great. What the fuck? Those are perfect.
It's even food. This is it. You're so right about what these humans are doing.
We've got another one over here that's Andy, Mandy, and Sandy.
Let's go.
Let's see. I'm still losing it over Spicy 1 and 2.
It's really good.
Lola and Lala.
Pretty good.
We have Muffin, Twinkie, and Cupcake. We have Jelly and Butter. There's a black kitten named Emo.
Holy shit. I've got a God. Mr. Pibb and a root beer here.
Fucking incredible. Oh my God, sorry. Emo's full name is Emo Screamo. I'm sending this to Eric.
I've also got a guy who seems to be just on his own, but he's named Plinko.
Plinko! Oh, that's a good cat name.
It is a good cat name. Leonardo DiCaprio is here.
Oh, fucking excellent.
There's a cat named Eyes with Makeup. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the part of the podcast where we just read cat names, but the thing is, they're so good.
Oh, Jelly and Butter do have a sibling named Peanut.
Oh, there we go.
This one is Zorro, aka Sorrow with a Z. Oh my God. Okay,
There's so many here.
This one is this. Oh my God, this is absolutely named after, you know, the TikTok cats, Gandalf and Natia and Dave.
I don't think I know those cats specifically.
What? Okay. Well, anyway, there is this woman who has a TikTok and posts a lot about her cats, Gandalf, Natia, and Dave is obsessed with her husband Jackson. And there is a pair of cats on here that is Gandalf and Jackson. And I'm like 90% sure that's got to be a reference to them.
Gotta be. We've got Violet Van Helsing and Jack Van Helsing here.
Incredible.
Shout out to Boston Rob.
That's a great name.
Boston Rob.
Who named this cat Toadstool?
Toadstool. We should podcast.
His picture is him in a sink.
Let's go.
And the last one that I'll finish you guys off with, Nicole Kitman.
Incredible.
Perfect names, perfect cats. Wow, I'm obsessed. When this episode drops, please tell us good paired cat names in your area.
Yes. Meet Boston Rob, the ultimate survivor. Sorry, I'm done.
Prosciutto, Cat Prese, and Polenta are all oranges.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they're
my
so
God.
Cute.
Oh my God. Okay, anyway, we have to get back to this. I can't look at kittens. But yeah, pancakes, bacon, and eggs. Shout out. We fucking love you.
Shout out to them.
Names. Okay, anyway, my next thing is about what I called last time.
And this is where your moniker came from.
Yeah, this is where my moniker came from. I called it, I was last episode, you may remember, I was like, the reason they fucking did this goddamn spot for a novella is because Spotfur's gonna have Stemleaf's kits, and they wanted to like drum up the relationship between them so that people would be invested in that whole thing. And they fucking, I was so right.
You got it in one.
I got their asses.
It was so hard to not be like, just fucking got it last episode.
Yeah. So yeah, Spotfur is expecting Stemleaf's kits, and she does not want them.
Oh, she's having a hard time.
Oh my god. It's such an interesting plot point too, because like she so clearly, like, she finds out that she's pregnant and she starts to throw herself into danger because she does not want to have these children, which is crazy.
She picks a fight with a hawk. You don't just pick a fight with a hawk.
This is intense.
Yeah.
Like, for a Warriors book, this is some intense stuff. It is such, like, my heart went out to her here because I'm like, yeah, you know what? We had a similar plot with Sparkpelt, and she got over it a lot quicker than I feel than Spotfur is here. And I'm like, damn, the fact that like she just is so reckless. I just think it is a very fascinating choice for them to, like, I think it is a very brave choice of them to put it in here. Because, you know, it is usually, I mean, these are still kids' books. So, like, saying, like, hey, this girl is basically trying to induce a miscarriage. Or
she's inflicting self-harm on herself, you know, in a big way.
Yeah, like, she is, I think it is such a raw display of grief from Spotfur. And it is such a, like, it's such a rough situation.
I really
Will they ever invent cat abortions? I think they've mentioned I feel like there were mentions of it in the Squirrel Flight Leaf Pool thing. I could just take some herbs.
I think it was also Yellow Fang maybe had some mention of it in Yellow Fang's Secret, but I can't remember. They've alluded to it.
Yeah, I know it's been mentioned before, but like, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting things.
Something I really like about it is the opportunities that it ends up giving us for this bonding between Bristlefrost and Spotfur. I think there's some really touching scenes there between the two of them, and we're getting a lot more allusions to like an unconventional family in this in these last, you know, sort of chunk of books, because we have Bristlefrost straight up being like, I will help you raise these children. Yeah.
And that being like part of her reasoning for telling Rootspring, like, I'm sorry, I love you, but I cannot leave ThunderClan to go be with you because I have this responsibility. Which I also really enjoyed the way that they played out the Bristle Root situation. I love that the sisters are calling out the clans on being like, why are you being so fucking rude about like who someone falls in love with? And I like that Bristlefrost and Rootspring are like, we very clearly love each other, but we value these other things more, and we are going to pick our clans over having a quote-unquote forbidden relationship, which I don't feel like is the typical decision for the writing team. Usually it's like the forbidden relationships are gonna like, they're gonna happen and something is gonna blow up because of it. But for this one, they're like, no, like, even though we love each other, we are just not going to be able to be together. And I'm just like, oh, it's eating it. This is the kind of plot line my husband would fucking hate. But it is the kind of plot line where I am like, oh, it's so tragic and doomed and good. Like,
I think the thing that I really appreciate about it is basically what you've already said, but usually with these kinds of things, even when we do have the characters talking about the conflict of their duty to their clans and versus their love for each other, it ends up so much more often being like, but don't I matter more than your clan?
Right.
Like, isn't our love more important than our clan? And the fact that they are having these really deep and nuanced conversations about like our feelings for each other are real, do matter, are important, but we just like, we both have things that are really important to us, and we would not be the cats that we love in each other if either of us abandoned our clans to end up together, you know, to
exactly.
Then it's compromising the thing, part of the thing about us that is like important, and like Bristlefrost and Rootspring both have these moments where they're like at least thinking internally, if they were to abandon their clan to be with me, it would take away something of the cat that I love. Like so I respect this choice, and I think that's really
I think it's a
like,
really mature. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really mature discussion, and it's a really like it is such a nuanced approach to these interclan relationships, especially because the last book they were like, well, maybe when all this is over, things will change, and then they realized like even if things did change and it was more acceptable for you to leave to go be with someone you loved, like I don't think I could do that, and I wouldn't want you to do that. So I think it is it's a really well done thing, I think.
I think all three of our protagonists for this arc are just so well written.
They're so fascinating. They're great characters.
They've all got so much depth to them.
Yeah.
Another note from the journey, the sort of quest for me, is we got some more cat anthropology, some more cat society shit, which is they figured out what traffic lights are and how to use them. That was pretty sick. So we get that. And we get public calls for execution later in this book. So, you know, we are seeing some more. So we've got the death penalty. The cats are inventing the death penalty, everybody. Ooh. But yeah, I really liked that they were in this city or like this tight town area, and they figured out what traffic lights are. I loved that.
Yeah, it's great. Incredible stuff.
I swear to God that the coyotes in Los Angeles also do this. So I believe that a cat could figure it out.
Honestly, yeah. I don't really have any more notes other than you point out a word that was used that I also noted because I was like, oh, that's such a good word. I'm so glad they used that.
Yeah.
And then talking about the ending is basically all I have left. So
yeah.
You have a point here about Violet Shine.
Yeah, Violet Shine. Just the fact they don't use this hardly at all. They mention it, but it really bummed me out that in this whole search that Rootspring and Needleclaw specifically are part of for the sisters, they don't use at all the fact that Violet Shine, while raising Rootkit and Needlekit, was also raising Moonlight's kits after Moonlight's death. Like up until weaning age, you know, they would have been there for quite a while. I think at least a moon is how they, at least a month is how they describe it in Squirrel Flight's Hope, if I'm remembering right. And they bring it up here basically only to have Rootspring think like, I just don't remember it. You know, I was too young. I don't remember it, which is too bad. And I just think that that's just a not interesting way to utilize something that is really interesting and like ties in so much with all of the stuff that's happening in this book. I think it would have been so much more interesting to me if Rootspring and Needleclaw recognized Leaf, who is the Tom from Moonlight's litter that they run across that directs them to the sisters' camp by the river. It just felt like a missed opportunity.
I agree. I really enjoyed the whole interaction with the sisters in this book. I thought it was like, this is perhaps the most compassionate look at the sisters we've gotten.
I agree.
And there's still like arguments, but it is far more friendly than any other time we have interacted with the sisters. And I simply have to thank God for that.
Yes. It's more balanced also. You know, we have Needleclaw kind of playing the heel here in some of these conversations where she gets very defensive of the sisters' takes on clan stuff. And it's like we get both sides of these arguments in really good ways, you know, about like, yes, it's true that we do make our Toms leave, but at the same time, we would never, if a sister decides to leave the clan and or to leave the sisters and to be with her mate instead of, you know, just like taking a mate for a short period of time and having kids and kind of moving on, leaving that Tom behind, we don't shame that about that. We don't shame them about that, and we don't like guilt trip them about it.
Kick them out forever. Like they literally say, like, if she wanted to come back, like, we would let her come back. Like, we have no issue with that.
Yeah. So I think there's good stuff happening there, and agree. I agree that this is, I think, probably the best handling by the narrative of the sisters, as well as just like some of my favorite stuff of the sisters that we've gotten.
Yeah.
And then they use the word, I actually don't know that I know how to pronounce this. Ululation. Ululation.
Yep. Ululation.
Ululation.
Fucking love that word. It's such a nice word on the tongue.
It is. And they use that, Root Spring uses that, I think, or it's in Root Spring's like POV chapter where they use it to describe the sisters calling out to the ghosts. And that word stuck out at me. I was like, wow, that's not a word you see every day. Let's go. Ululation.
Yeah, it certainly isn't. I like it. I think it was a great word choice. Oh, I do really quick want to mention, just call it out as like perhaps one of the spookiest moments of Warrior Cats. This is on par to me with the fucking dogs from The Prophecies Begin, in terms of like horror movie levels of shit.
Yeah. Where
the fucking ghosts appear and they're like, hold on, I'm gonna find it and read it out.
Please do. This is a great, it's such a good bit of writing.
Their cry was insistent, demanding. It seemed to melt into a single voice as they began to chant. Spirits of the forest, spirits of the hills, spirits of the wind and the water, show yourselves. Root Spring felt a sensation like a wind ruffling his fur from the inside. As the sisters carried on chanting, raising their voices again, he closed his eyes, pressing his paws harder against the earth to stop them trembling, aware only of the song and the exhilaration swelling in his chest. He felt like he could hardly breathe. Then the song stopped. Root Spring opened his eyes, his fur bristling. He saw ghosts all around him. They filled the clearing, crowding the camp, their translucent pelts just visible in the moonlight. Root Spring saw the sisters shift uneasily. He stiffened as he saw their gazes widen. Something was wrong. His belly hollowed with dread as he recognized fear burning in the sisters' eyes. A new moaning drifted over the gathered cats, and Root Spring realized it was coming from the spirits. He heard Tree wail too from the edge of the clearing. Terror edged his father's voice. "What have we done?" "What's wrong?" Leafstar cried, turning in an anxious circle. "They're everywhere," Tree told her. His mew faded as though whipped away by a storm. Root Spring knew why his father sounded so afraid. The spirits weren't like the ghosts he'd seen before. There was nothing peaceful in the way that they stared at the living cats. They crouched against the earth, twisted like snakes, their fur spiked as they looked around them. Lips drawn back, they hissed, their eyes as black as holes. They're in pain. Root Spring shrank as fear ran icy claws along his spine. A white and orange Tom met his gaze, eyes narrowed to agonized slits. "Stemleaf." Root Spring swallowed back terror as through bared teeth a yowl seemed to tear itself from Stemleaf's throat. It echoed around the camp, more tortured than the scream of dying prey. Root Spring stared urgently into Stemleaf's eyes. "What can I do?" he asked the ThunderClan warrior. He longed to help him as the other ghosts began to hiss, their pain hardening into rage. Stemleaf stared at Root Spring, accusation burning in his eyes. Stiffening in fear, Root Spring pressed against Sunrise. She was trembling. He tore his gaze from Stemleaf's to look at the yellow she-cat. Horror darkened her eyes as she stared at the ghosts. Around her, the sisters' pelts stood on end. They've never seen this before. It's fucking crazy. And then Ashfur is like chilling in the back, smirking as these cats are like screaming in pain.
It's so scary, dude.
It's so good. It keeps going. Like, there are still more, but that's like the start of this scene. And it is simply perhaps the most horrifying thing in a while.
It's so scary.
That is crazy. It's so good. Very vivid, very well written scene.
Mm-hmm. What is Ashfur doing? What is Ashfur doing to them?
How is he doing this and what is he doing? That's my thing. My question throughout this entire arc, because I've known that it's been Ashfur all along. My question this whole arc has been, how the fuck is he doing this?
What has he discovered that gives him this ability?
This power, yeah. So I'm very interested to see, because we don't get that answer.
Yeah, we don't get it here.
So I'm very interested to see where that goes. But yeah, it's crazy.
I'm so excited to get to the next book. And we do have to read Gray Stripe's Vow in between, but I'm sure that'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for the last 2 books of this arc.
You had another point to make, I think.
Yeah, I am.
Before we dive into the ending.
Yeah, I'm cinema-sinsing this book, I guess. There is just, so this whole book is basically one argument, and it's kind of an extension of the argument that you struggled with in the last book, but it takes up this whole book, and it is do we kill the imposter or do we spare the imposter until we can figure out what's going on with Bramblestar? And if we can get Bramblestar, the true Bramblestar, back into his body, or do we just kill the imposter? Here is the thing about this argument as this particular book goes on that was just making me go, why is nobody bringing this up? Why is nobody taking this more seriously? And it is that we see that Ashfur can leave the body.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. We see it in this book. We see that he can leave the body, that he is doing things outside of the body, that he is still influencing what's going on around the lake outside of the body. Mm-hmm. Ergo, what good do we really think killing Bramblestar's body is going to do here?
Yeah. And
why
even
are we doing
the argument
this?
Of, well, if we kill the body, maybe Bramblestar's ghost can slip back in. Like, if Ashfur has been leaving the body, why couldn't Bramblestar's ghost just slip back in then? Like, your argument is not working here.
Yeah. Obviously, something else is keeping Bramblestar from being able to get back into the body. Mm-hmm. Like, if he isn't slipping in when Ashfur is leaving the body, he wouldn't slip in when he was dead.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of it just comes from Tiger Star and Lion Blaze specifically, like just wanting to kill. They want to kill. They have their own beef with Ashfur. And that is, that is valid. They have, I actually do really like the scene early on in this book where Ashfur admits to attacking Shadowsight and Tiger Star like bursts onto the scene when they're in the middle of sort of the grift to get Ashfur to confess, and he bursts onto the scene and just like slams into Ashfur and is like, you killed my fucking son and you just said that? You just said you were going to kill my son? Come on, fuck you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Is like a master at rage bait.
He is a master at rage bait. You're so right.
He like knows exactly what to say. It pisses me off, which again just proves that it works.
Uh-huh. Do you think any of this is him intentionally baiting these attacks so that it gives Shadowsight, like Shadowsight has to spend more time with him?
Oh, absolutely.
Because he keeps getting fucked up more?
I think he's baiting the attacks for 2 reasons. I think he's baiting the attacks and he's thinking there will be one of 2 results. Result 1, they kill me and I have effectively like broken off their entire connection to StarClan forever. Ha ha he he. Mm-hmm. My evil plan worked even though I'm dead. Mm-hmm. Option 2, they fuck me up and I get to spend more time with my special little boy's Shadowsight gear and continue to demolish his self-worth and make him think that I'm the only one that can do anything for him. Mm-hmm. So like, I think he is definitely doing it on purpose, and he is hoping that like he knows that he's going to get something out of it either way.
He's Sheev Palpatining it up a little bit.
He really is.
Of like, no matter what happens, the outcome comes out in my favor.
I'm Sheev Palpatine. Christ. Oh, it's so true, though.
He's got the juice, man. Hey, they really do. They say execution by mob. We must kill him together is a thing that Leaf Star says.
Uh-huh.
I just had to bring that up because I think that's wild. I think
yeah.
Group execution. They said anybody who wants to come along to kill Ashfur, join the patrol.
Burn the witch.
Burn the witch.
Kill the beast ass situation.
Kill the beast. Yes. Oh, the fact that I'm going to read these two paragraphs because it's crazy to me. Leaf Star looked solemnly around the leaders. Then we must kill him together. As her gaze reached Squirrel Flight, the ThunderClan leader pressed herself harder against the tree trunk so that no one is to blame. Leaf Star is saying that. I could never. Squirrel Flight's eyes were wide with horror. Her mew collapsed into a sob. How could any cat expect her to kill her mate? Dude, they're literally trying to get Squirrel Flight on the let's kill Bramblestar's body train. And they're like, we have to do this together. Everybody has a hand in the death so that everybody is absolved of culpability. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It scared me.
So the ending.
So the ending
was great. Once again, we're continuing the spookiness. It's so fun. It is absolutely bonkers that, like, he can just pull their physical bodies into... You could just take your whole physical body into heaven now? Like, you could just get dragged directly into hell? Like,
drag me to hell.
Drag me to hell. Like, it literally is just like, they are in the water and then they are gone.
Where'd they fucking go?
And it's like, oh, they went into the afterlife, but they both were, they were in bodies.
They're in their damn bodies.
If you die in the afterlife, do you die in real life? I just thought it was very, very cool moment, very cool cliffhanger of Root Spring, like watching this happen and being, yes?
Yeah, Root Spring watches this happen.
And he's like, don't piss him off. And then she pisses him off and he drags her into hell and he's like, fuck!
Root Spring, like, diving down there after they disappear under the water and, like, goes into the water and there's no bodies in there. And he comes out and he's like, they're fucking gone. They're gone.
Yeah, they just gone.
Scary!
Yeah, it's really cool. I loved it.
Woo! I'm just so excited. It's good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this book.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff happening.
What a book.
What a bonkers, buck wild situation that these cats have found themselves in.
It's really a testament to this book that we have been talking for almost 2 hours, and there have been some diversions, but we've had a lot to say about this book. And again, there's really only like one thing that happens in this book, but there is just so much to chew on.
Yeah.
All right. Taking us to the Erin Corner, quick little Erin Corner. This ties in nicely to what we were just saying. Kate Carey called out the last scene where Ashfur drags Squirrel Flight into the moon pool as her favorite scene of the book to write. Not surprised.
Yeah.
I bet that was a blast to write.
For sure.
This is pretty much what I said earlier, but sort of, I suppose, linked into Ashfur stuff. And this is just conjecture. This is just something that I'm putting together. It could armchair psychologying the Erin's team. It could be totally off base, but it was an interesting thought that I had several times over the years. Before leaving the team, Vicky has made statements where she kind of said Ashfur wasn't all that bad. He got into StarClan because the things that he did, were outweighed by the fact that he was a loyal warrior. He was really like a good guy. He just made some bad decisions. She has said, it's paraphrasing, but she has said stuff along those lines. And I think it's kind of fun. And I don't know if they were doing this, if this was an intentional choice by the Erin's team. I cannot say that. I haven't read anything implying that. I cannot say that for sure. But it's an interesting thought that it could be this newer story team, once again, sort of going to a statement that Vicky has made in the past and going like, what if we interrogated that a little?
Yeah.
Or maybe what if we interrogated that a lot? Like, what do we really think about like the things that Victoria Holmes has said out of story and also in the narrative about Ashfur's actions. And how do we want to play in that space a little bit?
Yeah.
I feel like it has to have at least been some part of the conversation when they were choosing to do this.
I feel like it would. Yeah.
Especially because it has been so well rendered in this arc. So we got one fun fact in the Erin Corner. One scout says some bullshit in the Erin Corner.
I love it when you say bullshit, though.
Thank you. What do you have for us in Sharing Tongues? I'm excited for this one.
Ooh, yeah. So I will say I feel kind of bad because I saw your notes of like, I'm so excited to see how people like felt about this. And it's so hard to find that immediate reaction. So that was really disappointing, but I hope what I found is good. Once again, we do have a Warriors title that is so Tumblr core that there's a million other things clogging the tag. Lots of amateur poetry, edits, things of that nature. General angst posting, my dark and twisted mind, etc., etc.
I feel like it's got to be especially hard because I'm pretty sure that the Tumblr algorithm for searching these days doesn't just go by tags, it also goes by keywords sometimes. So
I've been using, in order to search, I've been using a something that was posted on GitHub, which is a better tag search. It's called Find Tags, which is a project that is used in order to better search things.
Right.
So I've been using that because it gives like dates and things like that because Tumblr's search function is abysmal.
It's really bad.
And it's gotten worse over the years.
For having such a robust tagging system, it's incredible how bad the search engine is.
And it's incredible how hard it is to search by tag. Like, it is almost impossible to search by tag at this point. So, we do have the Broken Code Darkness Within summary. It's a video of a cat inside a brick wall, but the brick wall has been busted out around the cat's form, and it says, he's escaping prison.
That's it.
And it is a tabby cat, so it's very fun. We've got some really good art, especially of the ghost scene.
Yes.
With some like spooky spirits and like these horrible, horrible ghosts with black eyes and like black spit drooling from their mouths. Honestly, a lot of the black eyes remind me of the Step in Time ghosts from our Call of Cthulhu game.
Shout out!
What a good ghost.
Oh.
This post from Lion Blaze Lover on Tumblr. People who kin Shadowsight and related to his relationship with Mothwing in Darkness Within on a very personal level. Have you gotten therapy yet?
Damn. Fucking get there.
Which is, you know what? Yeah. It's rough. If you relate to that, please find yourself someone to talk to. There's a lot of folks talking about, like, why doesn't Needleclaw also get powers akin to, like, what the sisters have? Like, why does Root Spring get both the Tom powers and the She-Cat powers?
It's so
and
true.
They're right. But also, you know what? It's giving gender fluid.
It is giving gender fluid. Once again.
The fact that he gets both types of powers. I don't know. It's a little interesting.
Maybe he inherited.
I also get he inherited the gay from his dad.
He inherited the most trans cis man that you've ever known.
Yeah.
Vibes from his father.
It's true. And like, I do think it is an oversight that Needleclaw did not get any sort of special ability.
Yeah.
But, that's how it happens sometimes. We got this real cool Stemleaf profile that glitches out into the spooky ghost version of Stemleaf with his throat torn.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And the hollow black eyes and blood running down his face. It's so neat. Oh, this was pissing me the fuck off. And it is such a minor quibble. Why did some editor on Warriors the Broken Code, Darkness Within do a fucking fine replace from capital T, capital C ThunderClan to just capital T ThunderClan? All the other clans are still capital C clans. Why did they do this? HarperCollins, you're fucking killing me. It drove me nuts.
It's so strange.
I noticed it immediately and it pissed me off the rest of the book. Some more, some cool Ashfur art. It says,
yeah, I really like the Harrier Tail one.
Yeah, the Harrier Tail Ashfur art, that is captioned River Styx, but one of the tags is, fellas, do you ever drag your ex-girlfriend to hell? Me neither. Here's another good one that I really liked. Rare photo taken from the depths of Super Hell. And it is Castiel from Supernatural and Squirrel Flight. Because unfortunately, this book came out 5 days after Super Hell.
I was just about to ask what. Literally, I opened a new tab and I typed in what day was Super Hell.
Oh, Scout! I'll never forget what day Super Hell was. Because it was me and my husband's anniversary, like our dating anniversary, and also the night he proposed to me. I will never forget that Super Hell was November 5th, 2020, because so many things happened that day.
Oh my god. I can't believe you got proposed. I'm sure we've talked about this before, but I just hadn't registered it that you got proposed to on Super Hell Day.
We didn't find out until we got home, but...
Oh my god.
But
wowie zowie.
Yes, so no, don't worry. I know. This book came out 5 days after Super Hell.
Wow.
How appropriate.
What a fucking week.
Yeah. What a week for content, honestly. Then there's that lovely meme image of a samurai holding a cat, but they've put Shadowsight's face on it, and it is me at everyone in ShadowClan right now.
Truly.
We have another really cool ghost scene drawn by Mallow Mask on Tumblr, where it's got Ashfur in the back just sitting there watching, and he's the only ghost that is shown in any sort of detail. And then all the other ghosts are like this one big glob of ghosts with sad eyes, but their shadows are like angry. It's so cool.
It's really cool. Such a nice, simple style that's really effective too.
Yeah, I agree. This one from Two Legs Suck is from from the Eric Andre show, where it's that, hey, look at me, bitch. And it is Ashfur to Shadowsight, and it is so real. Mm-hmm. This is a point that we didn't really mention or talk about that much. Dawn Mist River Clan posted, I love that Daisy went to help take care of Smokey's new kits, and here's why. Imagine you're the people who own the barn. You have 3 cats. One of them gets pregnant. A bit later, she disappears. You assume a fox probably got her. And then several years later, she's suddenly just chilling in your barn again. Classic cat move. Good job, Daisy.
Hell yeah.
I feel like, yeah, so Daisy like goes to help Smokey and the kits in the barn during all of this nonsense in ThunderClan.
Yeah, we will get to hear about this in more detail in Daisy's Kin when it comes up. That just spans, I think, a pretty big period of time, so we'll be getting to it later. But yeah, shout out to Daisy. Just saying I'm Neo dodging the bullets. I'm getting out of here.
Darkness Within. Root Spring is bigger than everyone and super buff. Me, scribbling scrawny twerp Root Spring. I pretend I do not see it. To me, Root Spring is a scrungly little guy, but I know canonically he is part Maine Coon and he is actually a big, big boy. And we've got another fun little possessed Bramblestar image with the caption, when the imposter is sus or something. A lot of Among Us memes and comments. Which was again
2020.
Makes sense. It was 2020. They're calling it the imposter. Among Us was like peak at that point. Like,
yeah, makes sense.
Then we've got a cool Bramblestar, possessed Bramblestar with like these glowing eyes. Very cool.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Hashtag my parasite.
Hashtag my parasite.
And then there's another one, Plot of the Broken Code, as I understand it. It is possessed Bramblestar saying, I heard that Ashfur had an 8-pack, that Ashfur was shredded. And Squirrelflight saying, Ashfur was a bitch-ass motherfucker. So incredible, great stuff on Tumblr, tumblr.gov. AO3 didn't have a ton, 11 fics for this book specifically. There was one that was tagged for a ship of Squirrelflight and Leafstar, which only has 2 fics overall. I think there should be more, personally.
Yeah, I think they're a nice rare pair.
Yeah, there's some really heavy Shadowsight angst in there, so if you are sensitive to that kind of stuff, like, do not go delving into this tag. Lots of Shadowsight angst. 2 fics for bacon and eggs. Like,
let's
good
go
for them.
bacon and eggs.
They get 2 fics. 2 fics out of 11? That's pretty good.
Come on. Yeah. It's more than 10. It's 20%? 20%?
Yeah. About.
Ish.
A little less than.
A little under.
Yeah. A little under 20%. And then I was curious to see, like, how many fics there are for the ship of Bristlefrost and Spotford, just because of the way that they were written in this book. I felt like that relationship, like, definitely could be something that shippers would latch onto. There's only 2. Which I guess makes sense. They are. Somebody on, when I was Googling things, was like, stop shipping them. They're aunt and niece. I'm like, they're not. They're like second cousin once removed. Like, in the grand scheme of the Firestar family tree, like, they're distant enough that I think it's okay.
That's true. They are kind of related, yeah.
I mean, everyone in ThunderClan is related at this point.
Yeah,
like, you're not going to get away with it.
You're
not going to get away from it. And I think they're pretty distant in the sense of, like, there is no immediate and direct relationship between them. I'm pretty sure Stemleaf, who the fuck was...
Yeah, there was already incest in this, in Stemleaf and Spotfur. I'm almost certain.
You're just not going to get away with it, or
you can't,
get away from it in the books.
You can't, especially in ThunderClan.
Dude, in my giant ass relationship, like, that's a new thing that's been popping up around, like, even in non... like explicitly warriors circles. With the new book that just came out, the website updated their family tree, and I'm pretty sure, oh god, what was it that it was like, the next time you visit this tree, the roots may be even more tangled than they were before. Like, in reference to the fact that there will be more cats on there because, like, new relationships are getting revealed. But also, like, all of the cats in the clans are basically related to each other at this point. Like, that's just the way it is.
Stemleaf's dad is Thornclaw. Thornclaw is Brackenfur's brother. Brackenfur is Cinderheart's dad, and Cinderheart is Spotfur's mom. So
yeah, so
pretty close.
Yeah,
you just can't. It's in ThunderClan especially. It's so fucked up over there.
It's so fucked up over there. In terms of YouTube, I found a Shadowsight PMV, and I have like a ton of maps saved for the end of this season because a lot of them cover like the full arc, because the imposter stuff is like such a long plot line. So I probably am just gonna kind of save most of it for I know next episode I'll probably be able to find some stuff that is more like focused on that specific book, since it's Gray Stripes Super Edition. But most of my things are gonna be like, I'm gonna save these for the end, because there's a lot of really good PMVs and maps and stuff for this arc, but they tend to cover the full thing.
Yeah, they go all the way to the end.
Yeah. I noticed you did pop one in here, though.
I did. There is one called Bramblefur that I have been thinking about for, I think, years. It's from 3 years ago. I think I saw it pretty soon after it had originally dropped. I've been waiting until the Ashfur reveal to share this one. It's one of my faves. It has some great animation. It is set to a very sinister sounding cover of Wanna Be Like You from the Jungle Book.
Ooh.
And it is basically sort of a with some creative license, a take on the whole like Ashfur trying to become Bramblestar to woo Squirrelflight.
Sweet.
And it's really good. There's just some really, really incredible pieces of animation. Like color work is really good. It's a great time. It's a good one.
Hell yeah. Storygraph. This book got 3.93 stars with 340 reviews. The main sticking points with folks seem to be Mothwing and Gray Stripe.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of folks upset with the Mothwing actions, which like I'm less upset with Mothwing and more upset with Tiger Star in that situation.
That's fair.
But like I also can see like why specifically it would be Mothwing that people latch onto. And then a lot of folks being like, why the fuck is Gray Stripe leaving when things are falling apart? He's like the most like upstanding dude. And it's kind of like, yeah, that does feel very out of character for him to like decide to leave,
especially when
everything is going crazy.
Yeah, especially when he literally like Squirrelflight has that line where she's like, you promised to support me, and I just don't think that he would abandon her like that.
Yeah, that's his bestie's daughter.
Yeah, that's basically his niece, you know?
Yeah, essentially. So yeah, there's that. We also have. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you said I'm interested to see if his Super Edition covers the Wander. There's an interesting thing about the structure of his Super Edition. Do you want to go in blind or do you want to know it?
No, I know it kind of goes back in time as well.
Yeah. The thing is, like, there is 2 parallel stories, one in the past and one in the present.
Yeah. So I kind of figured some of it is probably going to cover this wandering bit, but I did know ahead of time that, like, we are going to have some stuff in the past and present. This book is generally, from these reviews, seen as weaker than the previous one in the arc. I kind of agree. I think a lot of really cool stuff happens, but it also is like the plot is pretty one note, as we mentioned.
Yeah, it doesn't go much of anywhere. The thing that really makes it shine is just that there is a lot of really, really good character work.
Yeah. We have a hashtag Ashfur is Grima Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings. Love that. Perfect. Also very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I will add Scouts Ashfur is Sheev Palpatine to that. So Ashfur mood board.
There we go.
Here's another one. When will Ashfur be stopped?
Get him.
Get his ass. And then please give poor boy Shadowsight a break.
Please.
I did find a mega thread on Reddit that was when the book was released. There wasn't a ton to glean from there. And like I mentioned, it was hard to find a lot of immediate fan reactions. But from what I could tell, a lot of folks who guessed that it was Ashfur were very vocal about being happy to be correct.
Shout out to those folks.
Yeah, shout out to those folks. Shout out to the couple of holdouts who were like, man, I was really hoping it would be X. I did see a couple of posts from folks who were like, man, I still kind of wish it was Soul, but shout out to y'all.
I love this person who was like, I always guessed that it was going to be Ashfur. My guess was that it was going to be Ashfur, but I'm disappointed because I wanted it to not be Ashfur, which I think is very funny.
I did. I saw that one. It was so funny. I loved that one.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't really have much for sharing tongues. Do you want to talk about our Warrior Cats of the Week?
Yeah. I chose our guy Root Spring for this week.
Very nice. Very good choice. I almost picked him, but I think I picked him last week.
Yeah. I think we're swapping. We're swapping off because you did, I believe, pick Root Spring last week.
My pick was Spotfur.
Oh,
I found her so much more compelling in this book than I did in her own novella, which I think is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I really I think that was such a raw character in this book, and I think it was really a great character to see on the page. I just really enjoyed her time in the spotlight here.
Yeah. It was nice to see some more of her and get some more depth going on with what's been going on with her. Yeah, for me, Root Spring just was really working for me in this book. I really liked getting to see him sort of leading the quest to find the sisters. And I really liked all of the stuff where he was kind of connecting with his heritage with the sisters.
Yeah, I really loved that.
And sort of finding ways to apply that to who he is as a warrior in the clans, and like, what does it mean to have things from both of those worlds. And with a character who started this arc being so much like, I want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be different. I want to be completely average and normal. It's really fun to see his growth.
I agree. I think he has like a really strong arc in this particular series. I think he's got a really, really strong character arc. I like it a lot.
He's grown so much.
He's grown so much. Little baby.
Little god.
Well, I think at this point you can take us out.
All right. If you have thoughts, opinions, questions, or memes to share with us, you can write to us at pawsandclawspod@gmail.com. That's paws as in what a cat has, claws as in the part of speech, pod as in podcast. We are also on Blue Sky at Paws and Claws and on Tumblr at Paws Clause Pod. Listeners who are 18 years and older can come join us on Discord, which will be linked in the show notes. We are brought to you by the TWG Podcast Network, which you can find at theworstgarbage.online. You can find me on Tumblr or Blue Sky at Humble Goat, and you can see the art that I do, including our podcast cover art, at scoutwilkinson.myportfolio.com.
And you can find me on Blue Sky at plot-twists or on Tumblr at antique-romantic. Our next episode will be out in 2 weeks, where we will discuss the 13th Super Edition, Gray Stripes Vow. Read along by buying the book from a local bookstore or checking out a copy from your local library. Until then, dear listeners, may StarClan guide your paws.
TWG, the worst garbage.